Hello everyone, greetings from PayTabs team and welcome to Managing Merchants Dashboard tutorial series. In this series, we are going to take you on a journey to learn and discover the power of our merchant dashboard. Throughout the series, we will walk you through each of the menus and options found on PayTabs merchant dashboard and how you can easily manage it. So, let's get started. In this video, we are going to learn more about the reports panel inside PayTab's merchant dashboard and how you can use it to export your transaction reports and schedule the transaction reports to be automated and generated automatically on your needed dates. So let's get started. The first thing you should know before we start is that we have a fully dedicated solution article with the name How to Export Reports under PayTab Support Portal that will guide you through all the details you need to learn how you can use the reports panel and export reports. And now let's walk through these steps together. The first thing you need to know is you should log into your PayTabs merchant dashboard and from the left menu navigate to the reports panel. And here, as you can see, you will have no reports found as we did not yet generated any reports. However, you will see these two buttons, the settings button and the layout buttons. Now first, let's move on to the settings button to learn what are the settings button, and simply the settings buttons are the settings for your report automation or your reports generation automation. So let's say you are looking to generate a report of your transactions daily. So what you need to do in this case is to come on to this daily report settings and then enable it. The next thing you need to do is to select a certain format you want it to be sent with and to choose a certain layout. As you don't have any layouts yet, that will lead us to move to the next step that we are going to revert to it and see the layouts tab. Simply the layouts tab are the layouts that your reports will be generated with. So for example, over here you can see this is a sample report that contain all of these details. Let's say you want to generate a different report that contain only, let's say, the transaction reference and the timestamp, or the transaction reference and the transaction amount. This is where come the power of the layout. You can generate and create a layout that can only have these two columns, and whenever a report will be generated, it will be generated in this layout. So let's learn together how we can generate this layout. Simply, I'm going to click on the Add New Report layout over here, and then very easy, you'll need just to drag the column that you want it to be shown in this layout. So for example, I want to make a report that contain, let's say, the profile ID, and let's say the cart ID, let's say the invoice ID. I just want to know the basic details, and let's say I'm going to have the transaction amount, and finally I will be looking for, maybe I can take the customer email, and if you are looking to add anything else, of course you will have all the transaction details. You can choose from it, you can choose anything you need. I'm going to bend out or add always the previous transaction and the first transaction detail if I have different kinds of transaction. And finally, maybe I can add the date and time. Now, simply here, what you can do is choose the main details that you want from your transaction. You will have here inside the available columns or the available transaction details by just grabbing it over here and giving this layout a name. Let's name it, for example, basic, and simply just add it. And now you will have a layout that you can use inside your reports while generating. Another thing over here, you can check your reports from this button. Right now we don't have any reports, and also you can check the settings we are just in. And now that we are learned what are the layout, we can come back to our settings and start enable the reports. So for example, here you will have daily reports, you will have weekly reports, you will have monthly reports, and the most important thing you will have is the report email, is an email that you want this report to be sent with. So I'm going to shade just or specify any test email for now, test@email.com, and I'm going to say here I want to enable a monthly report. For example, though, I'm just going to move it from disabled to enabled, and I'm going to choose one of the layout I have. Of course, I just created one layout, so I'm going to choose it, and the format you want your report to be sent with. Again, you want to save them an Excel file or a CSV file. I will choose it as CSV file. And once you finish this, of course, you can add a monthly reports, you can add weekly reports, you can add daily reports. Just click on update, and this will need, of course, here the export layout is mandatory that you need to have once you enable the report. This will be the layout for any exported layout. So let's say for here I'm going to choose basic, and once you export a layout manually or export a report manually, the layout used here is the one that this report manual that was manual exported will be generated in. So you will learn about the manual transaction report exporting inside the transactions video. You can revert to the transactions video found in the description of this video. And here inside the transaction, you will learn that there is a way to export a report for your transaction, and the layout for this report can be defined here inside this section, the export layout section. So again, you can choose the automated generated reports by choosing its date, like daily or weekly or monthly, and enable it and choose the layout and type or the format. And here you'll be able to choose the export layout for any manual exported report, for example, like the one generated from the transaction menu. Once you choose the layout, just click on update, and here your report settings has been updated. Now we can revert to the reports over here. And another thing you should know, that once any report is generated for you, like every month a report will be generated, you will have its record over here. So for example, we can try some daily report over here. I'm going to enable it. I'm going to choose this layout. I'm going to choose it as CSV, and I'm going to update it. And now we may revert to reports over here. And again, you will find here, once this report is generated and sent to your email, you will find the generated reports over here so that you can check it. Like exampled over here inside this solution article, it will have all the generated report details, its description. You can actually download it by clicking over here, and you will find the date range of this report. Now we have learned how we can generate report and modify its layout. We can move on to the rest of this tutorial or finalize and complete our tutorial.